Welcome back to Owens Buzz On Biz. This is Annika here again, and we are still here with Mrs. Libby King, Chair of the Business Department. I think I just have a couple questions for her as well today. So a lot of people I know come to Owens kind of for like the transfer program. Mm-hmm. Maybe they're in like the express program to Bowling Green or Toledo, or I'm not really sure some of the other colleges that kind of works with. So kind of what's your opinion on that transfer program?
It's a great opportunity because you're going to be getting the same valuable education, get your first 2 years done at Owens, and you're going to save a lot of money. And all of the classes that we have in our business transfer program will transfer to your four-year school. If you're in touch with your four-year school and you find out that there is something within our program that they would like to tweak and they'd like you to take a different class here or there, we are totally willing to do course substitutions because our goal is to make sure that you are transferring to your four-year school with the maximum number of transfer credits.
Yes. So that's very good. What is kind of the feedback that you kind of get from that program, from maybe future students or previous students or graduates even? I've talked to a lot of people in the community who are very successful in their jobs that they're doing now, and I love to hear stories when they tell me that their success started at Owens. And a lot of times it was with the business transfer pathway because they decided to start here, they transferred to a four-year school, got their bachelor's degree, sometimes they go on and get a master's degree, and then they are now CEOs of companies and doing amazing things in the community. It's been a really great opportunity for people in the community to start here. So would you say maybe majority of the students are maybe in the transfer program or just maybe looking for a 2-year degree? The transfer program is our largest degree. It's probably closely followed beneath that is our business management technology program. Okay. But the transfer pathway is definitely the largest one. Yeah, good to know. So I have another question. It can kind of be a little controversial one. We've had a lot of students wanting to know about this. All right. So it regards the IST classes. Okay. And personally, I'm not exactly sure if that's just for business courses or if that's kind of just general for the whole college. But a lot of students obviously are not the biggest fan of it. It seems to be a little time consuming. Okay. So kind of what's your opinion on the Excel classes? Okay. So if I'm thinking of this correctly, you're probably talking about IST 131, which is Computer Concepts and Apps. Yep. And then IST 235, which is the database, spreadsheets, the Excel class, right? Yep. Okay. So, well, for one thing, not every one of our 10 programs requires both, but a lot of them do. And the reason that is because our advisory board, the industry professionals that give us feedback on how to best prepare students, have told us that Excel is extremely important in the workplace. In fact, I think it was our logistics supply chain program a couple of years ago. We were looking at the curriculum with our advisory board, and they noticed that we only had IST 131 in there. And although IST 131 covers a little bit of everything, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Access, I believe, right? That wasn't enough. They found that students that were coming from two-year schools and had not had a specific Excel class, they were not prepared for the level of Excel that they needed to be successful in the workplace. So although it might be time-consuming and it might feel a little bit tedious, it is going to serve you in your future career. Okay, so it's a little bit of a prep for the outside world? Exactly. Yeah. So you said not all of the areas or different divisions of the business program are needed for the two. How do you go about kind of picking that? Again, we refer to our advisory boards. We find out what are students going to be doing if they start in an entry-level position in that particular industry. And sometimes they say, yes, Excel is really important, but more important, we need them to learn this other skill instead. So we just have to balance things out. And a lot of times they'll say, as long as they have IST 131 and they are familiar with it, they'll be fine and they can learn more on the job. Instead of having that class be a requirement, let's have this class instead because that's also very important. Okay, yeah, good to know. We have a new student in here. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Lydia Vors.
Hi, Lydia.
How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I just have a few questions here to wrap it up. First, what is your inspiration to help this business department to keep growing?
Great question. I love it when I see people in the community who are doing successful things, and I might be wearing my Owens t-shirt out in public and they come and say, I went to Owens, I started there, and this is what I'm doing now. I just find that so inspiring to see where people go after they leave Owens, whether it be to a 4-year school or whether they go right to work in the workforce. A lot of times we have people that have been in the workforce for a long time, and they're coming back to Owens to get their degree so that they'll be eligible for a promotion. And to me, that is very inspiring.
I agree. Yes. Also, any advice from you to future or current students?
Yes, I would say make sure you communicate every semester with your academic advisor, because as your goals change, they might have some advice for you on how to maybe tweak your program so that it's going to best serve you in your future goals. Keep in touch with your instructors. Go see them during their office hours. Get to know them. They might be good communication or good connections for you in the future as well. Network with people. I know I used to be a shy student, and going to my professor's office hours, that would have been scary to me. But, as I've matured and come out of my shell, I realize that it's the connections that you make in your entire life that are going to help propel you in your future.
Oh, yes, I agree on that. I definitely noticed the difference in me, especially if I'm closer to a professor over another professor, because it makes me personally want to go to class.
Yes.
And over the other professors where they don't really seem to care or show intentions. So, yes, I completely agree with that.
Right.
Yeah, I think that we got a lot of really good information today, a lot of questions that are helpful to not only the current students, but previous students, and even these future students, maybe these juniors or seniors in high school still that are looking to find the right college, and maybe Owens is the right college for them.
I hope so.
Yeah. So, Miss Libby King, I just want to thank you today. You did really good. We appreciate you coming in and answering some of our questions here for us. So thank you for tuning in today to Owens Buzz on Business. We're glad that we had you, and we hope you enjoyed getting a little bit more information on the business program here at Owens. So hope you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
This has been Owens Buzz on Biz, presented by Marketing and Sales students on Outcast OCCR, Owens Community College Radio.